So it's Liverpool versus Real Madrid in the Champions League final. I'm joined by Paul from Redmen TV. Can you describe what's going through your head? How are you feeling, mate? How are you coping?
I feel physically sick, physically ill, stressed, nauseous. I haven't been sleeping, Flav. I'm 35 years old. I should know how to cope with this, and I'm just not coping very well with it at all.
Going into the game, you're going in as underdogs. What do you think about that and your position going into the game?
Yeah, I think we're underdogs, sure. But I don't think that we're underdogs the way we've been underdogs in the past. This is not Istanbul. This is that team. You look at that team, mate. It was one of the worst Liverpool sides that had ever been constructed. And somehow, by hook or by crook, it got itself to the final. And it nearly got itself absolutely torn apart and embarrassed in front of the viewing public. This is a different Liverpool side. This is a Liverpool side that goes into this game as the top scoring team in the Champions League. We've got, despite criticisms coming from Madrid, James Milner's the top assister in the Champions League this season. Who'd have thought it? Obviously, Ribena powered. So we're underdogs by comparison to Real Madrid, but it's probably the first European final Liverpool have gone into since probably 1984, maybe 85. That we go in there with a strong feeling that we've got a team capable of winning it.
This has all the ingredients of being one of the greatest European Cup finals of all time. Why do you think that is?
Goals. This has got so much potential to be an absolutely incredible game of football for the neutral as well as the fans of both sides. You could see this being 3-0 either way as easily as you could see it being a 4-3, 5-4 thriller. It could be more a basketball match than a football match.
In the Champions League this season, Liverpool have averaged 3.3 goals a game, Real Madrid 2.5. How does either defence cope with the other's attack?
I don't think either defence does cope, if I'm perfectly honest. I think both teams have got good defenders, but both teams have a commitment towards playing on the front foot. And Marcelo basically is going to play effectively left wing for Real Madrid. That's going to leave space in behind. Dejan Lovren and Trent Alexander-Arnold on the right-hand side. On their day, have got the ability to shut teams down, but have also a little bit of inexperience for Trent, and just the occasional brain fart for Dejan Lovren can get him into trouble. And look, both teams have got scintillating attacks. So regardless of the best defence on the best days of their best lives, would struggle to stop either of those attacks.
So with that in mind, how does Klopp set up and how do Liverpool beat Real Madrid?
Liverpool do what Liverpool have done this season. Liverpool don't come in to this game and go, it's time to tear up the game plan, it's time to find a new way of playing. This is not half-time in Istanbul. This is not throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks. This is the time to press home what we've been doing all year long. Liverpool go and probably more counter-attacking. If I had to put it on it, I think they ease their way into the game. They see how Real Madrid are going to do. They try and keep it tight for 10, 15, 20 minutes, get the foot on the ball, and then they look to pounce.
Zidane said that he admitted that he isn't a great coach tactically, but his passion and the illusion he can create inside the Real Madrid dressing room is almost more important. To me, Klopp can do both of those things as well, but is tactically astute. Do you think he has the advantage in that respect going into the game?
Yeah, absolutely. Klopp is an absolute student of the game, and there's a difference. Look, Zidane, he's won 2 European Cups. He's a good manager. He's doing a very good job, so we're not underrating him in any stretch. But a lot of stuff has come very naturally to Zinedine Zidane. He's given that job. He's got some of the best players in the world at his disposal. Jurgen Klopp's come up the hard way. He's had to learn the management game from the bottom. When he was Mainz manager, he missed out on promotion in heartbreaking circumstances a couple of times on the bench. He's come from the school of hard knocks in that regard, and I think Klopp is right. I think he's a motivator, but he's also a very underrated tactician, and that could play into our hands.
Zidane has also said that he wouldn't swap any of his Real Madrid players for Salah. What do you make of those comments?
Well, fair play. I mean, look, you can look we did a combined 11 on the Redmen podcast this week, and if I was totally to take my red tinted glasses off, there's probably only 2 Liverpool players that absolutely get in that side, and I could make a strong case for 1 or 2 more. But they're a team full of absolute world class, world famous superstars. who would he swap him for? It's much of a muchness for a lot of the top end players that he's got there. I think if you ask him at full time or maybe over the summer where he'd swap, I think he might change his tune.
Klopp is understandably bullish going into the game, but he has lost his last 5 cup finals. Does that come into the back of your mind at all when going into the game, that perhaps maybe if you're being hypercritical that he doesn't know how to get over the line?
Yeah, I mean, if I was to be hypercritical, look, again, you know, I do dabble in punditry as well as being a Liverpool fan sometimes, like, so I can see that argument, but I think particularly from a Liverpool perspective, the 2 finals that we've lost under Klopp, we lost to Man City on penalties in a League Cup final, which you can do. You know, we've seen how good Man City can be. And we lost to Sevilla after our legs fell off, after, you know, we saw the limit of our squad. We saw the limit of another man's squad, to be fair. You know, we took Brendan Rodgers' side to that Europa League final, and we came up against the most pedigreed side in Europa League history, unfortunately, as well at that time. And it conspired against us, I think, to some extent. And I mean, maybe there's a case to make, you know, you could see a similar story developing around Real Madrid maybe in this game, but I think we've got a much better first 11, we've got a much better chance, we've got a much better system of play. There's very little to no deadwood in this squad, players who don't want to fight for the cause. So if we fall, I don't think it will be because we've made a critical error. I think we're going to lose this game because we might have just been beaten by the better team on the day.
And if you can, for me, Paul, finally, just visualise 90 minutes is up, in Kiev, the game is done. What's happening in front of you and around you?
Well, there's a number of people around me who are covering their ears from the high-pitched girlish scream that will emanate from the back of my throat. Anyone who's watched any of my match vlogs will know that. I don't know what tempo or pitch I'm likely to hit if I see us actually lift, you know, the biggest trophy in club footy. It's just going to be pandemonium, mate. Rome was incredible. Porto was incredible. You know, the Etihad City was absolutely incredible, and all home games in between. See us actually do it, something might pop, mate. Something might pop in me, and I might never be the same again.
Finally, give us your prediction. How do you think the game will end? What score?
Look, I can't not predict the Liverpool win, because what's the point? What is the point of this life if you don't think your team can win these games? I think this is the best chance Liverpool have had of winning a trophy in 20 years, just in terms of the team we've constructed. But I don't think we'll do it easily. I think because Liverpool have built that into their DNA as well to make it really stressful for us. I think Liverpool will win, but I think we'll win by the odd goal, and I think it will probably be like a 4-3-1 for the ages.
My prediction is 3-1 Liverpool.
Go ahead, Flav. Yes, please.
No, it ain't really. 3-1 Real Madrid. One final thing, you're doing a show, aren't you? You're doing an hour-long set in Kiev somewhere. What's going on there?
Yeah, we have been invited to host an hour in the fan park, the official Liverpool fan park in Kiev. Yeah, that should be interesting. So yeah, all the Liverpool fans are being dropped off in Shevchenko Park, I believe it's called, which is a wonderful omen as well, by the way. Yeah. And yeah, we're going to be finding a way to entertain the masses between 3 and 4, and then heading to the ground to watch the mighty Reds in the European Cup final. What a life.
Well, there you go. If you're a Liverpool fan and you're heading over to Kiev, make sure you make your way to Shevchenko Park. Listen, I've got no time for Liverpool, as you well know, but all the best. And for you and for Payjack and the rest of the people that subscribe to Redmen TV and Bull Street, I wish Liverpool all the luck. I hope you lose, but have a great time. And if you do, I'll be very pleased for you.
Love you too, Flav.